Welcome to Magic Arcanum. I'm Ryan Gomez, and joining me today for Historic Brawl will be Nicole. That's right, we have a special tournament that we run on the Magic Arcanum Discord, which is free to join. Anyone is welcome to play, and we give out really great prizes at the end of every season. This season, we're doing Historic Brawl, and Nicole and I are both competing, trying to defend our prize money, I guess. We'll get to see her deck in a little bit, but first I want to show you mine, which is mono blue, hence the blue shirt today. And it features Naban, Dean of Iteration, as the commander. He was a dean back before Strixhaven made it cool, alright? The thing I like about this guy is that when a wizard enters the battlefield, you get to double whatever triggered ability it has, basically. The entire deck almost are wizards who get to do cool things twice, like this Frost Trickster, who will tap a creature Nicole controls, and it doesn't untap for her next untap step, and I get to do that 2 times if I've got Naban already out there. So that's the game plan. I have mono blue wizards. I'll let you see what deck she is bringing to the party in just a moment. We're going to play 3 games. The first 2 are going to be kind of warm-ups to feel each other out. The third one is going to decide who actually wins for the sake of the tournament. Normally we play best of 1, but her and I agreed to do a little exhibition match here first, just to kind of show you guys how fun this format can be. So, without saying too much more, I'm going to invite her into the game, and we'll see how things go. Alright, so here we go with our first game against Nicole. We've got some lands, we got some early action, we got some little tricks in here. I think this is going to be a good hand. We'll keep it. Notice, though, that in Historic Brawl, you do get a free first mulligan, but we're not even going to take that, because we're good. We're good. So Nicole is Fire Blossom, just like she is on Twitter. You should check us out on Twitter. You can follow both of us. And you can see this whole deck list. I will actually post it probably on Scryfall. Her commander is Arasta of the Endless Web. So she's a mono green, kind of a spider-themed deck, I think is what she's going for. All of the deck lists are available publicly within the tournament, so we all know what each other has, although I try not to study up too much. I like to be surprised by what players are doing. So we're going to open up with Overwhelmed Apprentice. Lovely little 1-drop wizard here. Going to mill away a few cards, and we get to scry 2 here. So Trophy Mage is lovely, and the Wind Rider not so great against the spiders because they can tend to block most of the flyers. So I think we'll ditch him. But we'll keep that Trophy Mage on top. So the turn 2 play will be Naban, and then on turn 3, Trophy Mage will get to look for... Oh, she played a forest, and that was it. All right, so we'll put... well, first I guess we will attack. And then we'll get Naban down. So next turn, when we play Trophy Mage, she gets to search through our library for an artifact card that costs 3 exactly, and put it into our hand. And if Naban is still alive, we'll get to do that twice. So we get to draw 2 cards off of Trophy Mage, which is fabulous. All right, Nicole has Raven Wings, which will grant an equipped creature +1/+0 and flying. Interesting. So we'll get our island down here. We'll get our attack in. And now we will use Trophy Mage to go fetch up 2 important artifacts for our deck. Check this out. So the first one that I want is Herald's Horn, which was added in Jumpstart, and that makes it historic legal, and it's a great card to have for Brawl. We'll take a closer look at that in just a second. And for the second action, I usually like to get Kefnit's Monument. So that's going to reduce our blue creature spells by 1, and the Horn will also do that. So these 2 together make our wizards super cheap. Fantastic combination. All right, Nicole's got another forest, and she brings out a spider that has hexproof from blue. Okay, all right, not a problem. All right, we did not hit a 4th land. None of our guys are big enough to attack through this thing. So we could play Icon of Ancestry, which is another 3-mana artifact that I have in here that I could find with the Trophy Mage if I had wanted, but we just drew into it, so that's cool. I think Herald's Horn is going to be the most important one, because that is going to get some card advantage going, and I'll show you how this one works just a second. No attacks. So Herald's Horn, if you don't know it, when it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. We choose Wizards, because that's what this deck is. Creatures of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast, obviously. And at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a wizard, put it into your hand. So then you still get your regular draw after that. We could be drawing 2 cards a turn. We could have been drawing 2 cards a turn, but then we got hit with a Return to Nature, which got rid of that artifact. Now, little does Nicole know, we have our Chaos in here who can get artifacts back from our graveyard, so I'm not super worried about that. Okay. Still have not found another land, but Cloudkin Seer will draw us a card, and because of Naban, we'll draw 2 cards. Hopefully one of those will be an island. Or a Crawling Barrens. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Still can't really get past this spider. I don't know what we're going to do about that guy. I think Thassa is probably our best chance to just crush this thing. And Nicole plays her commander out, which is a 3/5 with reach, and whenever I cast an instant or sorcery, she gets to create a 1/2 green spider creature token, also with reach. Alright, so we did not hit another land, so that only leaves us with 4. So we could deploy our monument, which will make the rest of our stuff cheaper. I think I like that. And then we could put down the Augur of Bolus, who is a wizard. He lets us look for instants or sorceries. And we'll get to do that twice, so we might as well try it. We can also prevent her... We'll look at that in just a second. Alright, so no instants or sorceries in the first batch. We get to try again. Swing and a miss there too. Most of this deck is wizard creatures. I have very few instants or sorceries in here, so I didn't expect him to hit anyway, but he's still fun to double up on. Alright, we're not going to try to fly past her spiders. We're going to say no attacks. So Kefnit's Monument says whenever I cast a creature spell, target creature an opponent controls doesn't untap during its next untap step. Notice that doesn't actually tap that creature. I still have to find a way to do that part first, or she has to attack me or whatever. I still have to pick one of her creatures every time, though, because this will track, if they do get tapped later, they still don't get to untap on her turn. Alright, so what are the spiders going to do next? I know Nicole's particularly proud of the fact that she can make her spiders fly. She thinks that's hilarious. It's kind of funny. King Harold's Revenge. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+1. For each creature you control, and gains trample, and it must be blocked if able. Ooh, so she's going to load up the Spore Weaver, make it fly. I have to block it if I can, and this has Hexproof from blue, which isn't protection from blue. So I do have to block it, which means I'm going to be giving up my Seer, which I was really hoping to blink every turn with Thassa for card advantage, but it's alright. Okay, so we picked up Heraldic Banner, which is pretty good. You pick a color when you play that, which is going to be blue, and then all of our blue creatures get +1/+0, and this also makes mana for us. So if we play that, we'll still have 2 blue mana left for the turn, which isn't really enough to do anything with. So I think instead we'll just get Thassa out here. And again, we have to pick something to not untap. We can't pick the Spore Weaver because it has Hexproof from blue. And I don't really want to attack into a 3/5 yet, so we'll say no attacks. And then we will actually just exile our apprentice and bring her back. So that's going to take 4 cards, I think, off the top of Nicole's library. Here we go. These are both cards that I want. I think I want the land first, actually. So we get to scry two times, but we're going to leave the same cards up there. And Nicole mills 4 cards. We're not going to mill out her whole deck, I don't think, although if this goes long enough, maybe. All right. So what do you got, Nicole? You got your spiders. You got a little sapperling buddy here. You have a flying, reaching, hexproof from blue. And whenever it's dealt damage, she gains life and makes more little friends. So this could get pretty hairy. I like Historic Brawl a lot. I wish it was available all the time on Arena. Hopefully they will at some point do that. Right now it's only around for certain events. but you can always directly challenge somebody anytime you want. So that's why we're able to run it for our tournament. We can just arrange games through the companion app. All right. So we'll get our Field of Ruin out, although she only has basic forests, so that's not going to be super useful. We can then play the banner, set that to blue. And now we still have 3 mana, so we can play something else. We could also play the Icon of Ancestry. I think I like that. We're just going to make our team huge. We're going to set this to Wizards as well. Alright, so Icon of Ancestry, creatures of the chosen type, wizards get +1/+1, and you can spend 3 and tap it to look at the top 3 cards of your library. If you find a wizard among them, put it into your hand. So it's just another way of getting card advantage out of these guys. So let's see, I think it is safe to attack with Thassa. She's bigger than anything Nicole has, and I'm not too worried about a Death Touch dinosaur because we're indestructible. So she's probably going to chump block with the Saproling. Yeah, there you go. Pow. Alright, and then we get to flicker somebody again, so we are going to make the apprentice do her little dance. And I still love Naru Meha on top because she also makes our wizards even bigger, so I think we're just going to leave her there. Although getting Gadwick is also really good. He's better when my hand is empty because he draws a ton of cards, and it might be a while before we're at that point. So yeah, the tournament has been really fun so far. The group that is participating, I think we got 12 or 14 people in this season. The first 2 seasons we did Historic Pauper, which is one of my favorite formats, and now we switched it up with Historic Brawl. We'll probably do this another, maybe 1 or 2 more times, and then find the next format. And like I said, it's always free to enter. Anyone who's already a patron and on the Discord is welcome to join, and we mail out cool prizes at the end of every season, which runs about 4 weeks. So each week you get matched up with a different person, and you'll have all week to arrange your own game whenever you can both fit it in. You report the results through the companion app, and then it just pairs you up with someone else for the next week. It's really cool. Pretty much runs automatically, and we have a lively little discussion about who's doing what for each one, and it's a lot of fun. So check it out. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to work with. We could play Karn's Temporal Sundering, which is one of my favorite spells. I don't even really like blue, to be honest, but this is one of my favorite blue cards. Aside from the Noah Bradley art, I know that that's a problem. I don't love that part, but the rest of it's pretty great. I think it's still a little too early to play that, though. Well, maybe not. She's tapped her biggest thing. If we can get rid of this Death Touch guy somehow. But this takes all of my mana, so I wouldn't be able to also bounce it with the Peel. So maybe instead we'll just run out Naru Meha. And now we can make sure Arasta does not untap. Ooh, although we could have used her to double up Peel from Reality. That might have actually been pretty good. Oh well. I guess we'll just play Master of Winds. It doesn't really matter because nothing's tapped or untapped. But this does let us draw 2 cards and then discard a card. So what do we want to discard? I don't think I want to be using Peel. I think we can get rid of that. Oh, but we do want the lands. Right? One of them? I guess I don't need Archaeomender. She's not sending a lot of my artifacts to the graveyard. Just the one, and I'm fine without it. So we'll ditch that. We'll play our land. Okay. We will attack with our indestructible 7/5 God of the Sea, who's not a wizard, but she works so great with the rest of this team. It was like an easy thing to just put her in here. All right, Nicole, you got 2 spiders and a dinosaur up against the God of Cheddar Bay Biscuits. She blocks with the Spore Web Weaver. Just gonna give her another little token. And then we will flicker our apprentice, as one does. 2 cards. Ooh, 2 more islands on top. I don't need 2 more islands, do I? I don't. I really don't. There's our Flying Wizard again. He's not super great either. Champion of Wits is another really good card, especially when you double up its Enter the Battlefield ability. Man, but I'm looking for something specific, and that's not what I want. Remember, this is only the first of our 3 games, unless this goes for like 2 hours, then I might just stop it. But I think we're doing all right here. I think we are in a pretty good position. The blue wizards have greatly outnumbered the green forces of nature, although she is still holding 4 cards, and she has a Nyx Lotus, which is a fantastic artifact. But since it costs 4 mana, it doesn't really fit with my little combo wombo here. So she can tap that to add a number of green mana equal to her total devotion, which is currently 3. So she really has 9 mana to use here. And I know she has some big stuff in this deck. We already milled away the Cragplate Baloth. Here comes Glowstone Recluse on her ornery Dilophosaur? Dilophosaur. Dino. There's 2 things Nicole loves. Dinosaurs, spiders, and a green deck that has both is right in her wheelhouse. So, now she's got a 4/4 reach Death Touch. Ouch. And then she's going to put a ton of counters on it. Now she has an 8/8. That is big enough to hold back Thassa. Boy, that's a shame that that's going to get bounced next turn, isn't it? And if we're really good, we have enough to bounce it and then take an extra turn. That would be... Oh my gosh. I should be paying better attention to my life total. I did not realize I am down to 16 and we're about to take 11. I think it's worth it though, because now she's tapped out, and if we take back-to-back turns with Sundering, I think we're good. So we'll just take that damage. Go to 5. Riptide Laboratory, another beautiful card for the Wizards deck, but we will talk about that one later. We'll get our island out. So do I just swing with everybody first? Yeah. And she can block the god 1 time with her token, which is fine. Oh, because it's still lethal already. We didn't even need to take an extra turn. All right, so match 1 of our warm-up goes to me, but we'll get another one queued up here, and we'll see if Nicole can answer back before we get to the final round. All right, here we go. Match number 2 with our mono blue wizards. We've got 2 islands, which is enough to get Naban down, and that's really all I care about. So we will keep that. Just realized I still have totally the wrong avatar and pet for this deck, but whatever, it's fine. Although the sleeves are pretty appropriate. It's kind of a nice wizard-ish sleeve. All right, Greenwood Sentinel. That's an elf. That's okay. I said earlier there's 2 things Nicole likes, spiders and dinosaurs. Elves are actually probably more important than either of those. All right, so turn 2, we can either play an island and then Naban, or we can put down our tapped Memorial to Genius and delay ourselves a turn. Or, how about this? We'll do the island and the Augur of Bolus, and we get to look at the top 3 cards and pick, ooh, jackpot, Wizard's Retort, perfect. And he has just the right size butt to hold off the Greenwood Sentinel, so we don't have to really worry about combat unless Nicole wants to pump this guy up somehow. Would not put it past her. Now it's kind of funny that she's got the Dina sleeves and I've got the avatar in the book, but that was not planned. Death Touch Snake. All right. So we could play the island and then the icon. I think I like that. Sure. Still not going to attack with our Augur, though, because she'll just trade off with the snake, which I don't think I want to do. So we'll hold the line. All right, so next turn, Memorial still comes in tapped. It still is only going to give us 3 mana. I would like to get Naban down before I start to... Again with the back to nature! For shame. All right. So do I want to trade with this guy now just to get him out of here so he doesn't threaten the rest of my wizards? I think I do, actually. I guess I do. Which means I probably should have attacked with him last turn, but whatever. Okay, so land's coming down for sure. We have 3. So we'll get the Wind Rider out here because he's the best use of our mana, and he's one of the few wizards that doesn't have an ability that triggers when he enters the battlefield. So we're not missing anything by playing him now, but that means next turn we could play Naban and then protect it with Wizard's Retort or double up a Merfolk Trickster. We'll have 4, so that's better for sequencing. So the Wind Rider Wizard. Say that 3 times fast. Flying 2/2, whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or wizard, you may draw a card. If you do, discard. So he's a good way to loot through our deck and find cards that we want and get rid of the ones that are not so helpful. Or I could trade him off right now for a Vigilant 2/2 elf. Man, I think I want to hold on to him because we're looking for some more lands. Why? Every time I say something like that, it just... All right. So now, we can play Naban. We will draw a card. Since, what's that, our 6th land? Yeah, I don't think I need 6 right now. We'll toss that one back. And then... So Merfolk Trickster might be good. We could use Elite Instructor to maximize our mana efficiency. Yeah, let's do that. So when she enters, we get to draw a card and then discard a card. He's also going to make us draw a card, so 3 times total, I guess, we get to draw and discard. Alright, Riptide Laboratory, I think I do want to keep, but I also love all of the rest of these cards. I guess we can get rid of Wizard's Retort, though, right? Like, that's... I don't think her deck has a ton of stuff that we need to counter. And then the Apprentice, again, she worked great in the first game, but probably not so great here. And we already have a land that I like better, so we'll just get rid of all those. All right, and we're not going to attack into a 2/3 with Reach, so we'll just wait. So Laboratory, if you didn't get to see it last game, we can tap it for a colorless, or pay 1 and a blue and tap it, and return a wizard we control to our own hand. So we can do that anytime we want. We can save something from removal, we can block with something, and then return it to our hand for safety. We can replay a wizard with a really good enter the battlefield ability. This is a clutch card for this deck. So many fun little synergies in there that I hope to take advantage of in order to get past some of these spiders. All right. Ooh. So we'll play that land. We will play the Bloodline Pretender. So he's a shapeshifter, but we're going to make that into a wizard here when he enters the battlefield. We get to draw a card again. Radiant Fountain. I like it, but I don't love it. We can ditch that. So we're going to set him to wizard, and now, whenever a wizard enters the battlefield, he gets a +1/+1 counter. But since a wizard is triggering an ability, he'll get 2 counters. So now is a great time to play our Merfolk Trickster. We get to, sure, we'll draw another card. Ooh, Academy Journey Mage is really good. Is it better than Cyclone Summoner, though? Or better than Naru Meha? I don't think so. I don't think it is. I don't. So, look at all these triggers going on the stack. We get token, and so this guy says, when he enters battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls, it loses all abilities. So we are going to, I guess we'll tap the 2 reach guys so that we can attack and attack. We're not going to risk Naban here, but I'm fine if the Elite Instructor gets traded off for the Sentinel. Nicole doesn't take it, though. All right, 23-21. Our board continues to grow. I don't think green has a lot of mass removal or board wipe type stuff. Our Cyclone Summoner, however, is going to be a one-sided board wipe when we get 2/7 mana. When he enters the battlefield, he returns all permanents to their owner's hands except for giants, wizards, or lands. So we will keep our entire side intact. Her entire side will go back to her hand. And it's pretty much game over at that point. All right, so she's attacking with a 4/2. I think we can take 4 damage here. I certainly don't want to trade off. The Trickster would be okay. Just to get rid of this thing? Nah. Alright, so Herald's Horn is another great one because this is going to make our wizards cost 1 less. And that means we have just enough to play Naru Meha. And she's going to buff up all of our wizards and put a ton more counters on the Pretender. Do I want to draw here? I mean, sure. Perhaps I should not have done that. All right, so now I have to decide. Do I want to keep Thassa or go for the Cyclone Summoner plan? I think we're going to try that one this time. We will let Thassa go. Sorry. So some of you are going to tell me that's why you shouldn't have looted if you didn't want to actually get rid of anything, but that's not true. That's not how it works. All right, so she has a 3/5 of flying. Can't get past that. We have a 7/7. I think I'm okay attacking with that. If she wants to, like, team up to block it and lose a bunch of stuff, it's probably fine, right? Or she can just take 7 and go to 14. All right, so next turn, this guy pretty much wins us the game, I think. But Nicole might have some tricks up her sleeves. I know she's got, like, heroic intervention, although that still wouldn't actually matter because this guy doesn't target. So she can give her stuff hexproof, but I don't think that's going to save her. Horn Beetle also not going to save her. All right. Do you have anything else for 3 mana? Or can you deal 19 points of damage to me right now? She's thinking about it. She's got King Harold's Revenge. Okay, so that makes a really big spider with trample. And I believe I have to block this one, right? Yes, must be blocked to Fable. Alright, so who can I give up? Instructor. We'll satisfy the requirements of doing that. Go down. And we get to reveal, and thus draw, Seagate Oracle. And Temporal Sundering once again. Alright. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we have just enough. Yeah, we have just enough to play the Summoner. So that's what we're going to do. Draw a card. We're going to decline. I think we're done with that. Right. This is going to send all of the non-wizards, non-giants back to their hand. So Nicole's entire board is, I think, about to get bounced here. Twice, because Naban doubles it. We lose our Herald's Horn, but whatever. Attack with everybody. And there's victory number 2 for the Wizards, but these were just the warm-up rounds. We're going to play one more to decide who actually wins this round of the tournament and advances into, I don't know, the semifinals, I guess. Stick around, and we'll see if Nicole can pull together a win with her Spider, Dinosaur, Elf, Mono Green deck. Don't miss it. All right, third and final match against Nicole. This one's for all the marbles. I hope you guys are having fun watching this. I'm having fun playing. We got 4 lands, an artifact, a draw spell, and a counter spell. Not a single wizard in our opening hand. Let's keep it. What could go wrong? We could still not draw a wizard. All right, so do we cycle our sandbar or just play it as our turn 1 land tapped? I mean, the whole point of having this in your deck is that you can cycle it, right? Like, why not? I love this game. I love this game. I really do. Man, Nicole, if there was ever a chance for you to win against the Wizards, it's when I don't draw wizards. Okay. Okay, do we run out Naban? I guess we have to. I'm certainly not going to block with him, but this way if we do draw a 3-drop wizard, we'll have it. We can also maybe protect or counter something next turn. Or double up on Mentor's Guidance, which is another great card for the Wizards deck. Excuse me. Alright, so Nicole's cultivating. She's got a bunch of forests out, more in hand. Big Spider is coming soon, so if we're going to play Guidance at all, it probably should be right now, right? Because otherwise she's going to get a bunch of free little spiders off of it. So this says, scry 1, then draw a card. And if you control a wizard, when you cast it, copy it. So we'll get to scry 2 and draw 2, but we don't really have room in our hand for this. So I think maybe it's better to do the Monument, which will reduce the cost of future wizards. I don't know, maybe that was the wrong play. Let me know down in the comments if I just lost this game by taking completely the wrong line of play. And Nicole and I do still read every comment on every video. It's my favorite part of making videos, so please be nice. Oh my gosh, Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, the #1 elemental when ranked by lore, by the way. So check that video out if you haven't. This is too big for Naban to deal with. We're not going to block it. All right. Aha. Aha. All right. 3, 4 islands. If we play this, we'll only have 2 mana to work with. Not enough. All right. We're going to use Academy Journey Mage. When she enters the battlefield, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. But guess what? Naban says, do it twice, bro. Get 2 of them out of here, man. Get rid of Ashaya. Get rid of Nessian Horn Beetle. Loses his counter. Set her back 2 turns. Alright, so with just 1 wizard there, the tempo has swung dramatically into our favor, I think. I hope. Although it's pretty easy for her to just replay Ashaya, and we are still facing down, what, a 6/6? Ouch. Alright, this is a very close final game. I'm glad that this is coming out this way. This is exciting. Ashaya comes back. A 6/6 I cannot possibly get through. So we'll do a land. Do I just go all out on the artifacts? Banner for blue. We still have 3. Could put down Ingarunize. Could keep up Counterspell. Could try to find some reinforcements. This is probably the best move because we're getting it out before her spider is out there to trigger off of the copies. Cloudkin Seer is good. We get to draw 2 cards off of that, so I'll take it. And option number 2 is another island. Probably don't need that. We're not going to beat Ashaya with an island. We're not going to beat her with Castle Vantress either. All right, not attacking into a 7/7. This is pretty intense. Obviously, blue has no way to really kill anything. We can only hope to bounce Ashaya, or, well, if we can get Thassa back, I guess we could do something with her. Again, destroying my artifacts. All right, and she wisely chooses the monument over the banner, and then drops her spider, which is also a land. So if you're not familiar with Ashaya, non-token creatures you control are forests, and her power and toughness is equal to the number of lands you control. So she's now attacking with an 8/8. No block. Ooh, Cyclone Summoner could be a good way to reset things once again. And we do have enough mana already, but does that give us a big enough window? I don't think it does. Man. So should we draw 2 more cards with the Seer? Sure. Love doubling up my stuff. This is so great. Alright, Omen Speaker enters the battlefield, scry 2. We'll get to do that twice. Champion of Wits enters, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards twice. Could just do the Herald's Horn or Ingarunize. I think Ingarunize is good here. She enters the battlefield, we get to scry 3 twice. She's a wizard. Ooh, there's the Thassa that we were looking for, and an island, and Exclusion Mage, which is really helpful as well. I think we want that before Thassa. And we get to scry 3 again. We know those top 2 are, and we don't want Memorial coming along there. Okay. Still not gonna attack. So now, if she attacks with Ashaya, we could triple block, because when Inga dies, if 3 creatures died this turn, we get to draw 3 cards. So triple blocking Ashaya actually replaces the 3 things that we give up to do it, which is not terrible. I mean, it's probably better than just chump blocking. And it's certainly better than taking 9 damage and going that low in health. Alright, Horn Beetle comes back. Now it's a 10/10. Pride Melkin. And she gives it the counter, which also gives it trample. Alright, so now it's a 12/12. So now even 3 things together is not enough. I only have 11. And it has trampled. So do I block it with really everybody? Just to kill it and be done with it? I think I have to. But my toughness is so low, a bunch is going to trample through here. But, like... Ah! This pains me. I do not like to see this. All of my brave little wizards are getting crushed to death by a tree. I hope you're enjoying this, Nicole. I hope we watch this episode together and you get to laugh right here. And if you have a buff, a pump spell of some sort... Okay. Alright, just gonna slaughter your team and deal 5 damage to your face. Cool. Move your commander to the command zone. Yes, please. And then draw 3 cards. Alright, and then draw another card. Alright, so we have 6, 7 mana to work with. Do we just bounce her people again? Do I bring Naban back? And then I have exactly 3, which is enough to do Exclusion Mage and return her biggest 2 things to her hand? I think that's good. That buys me some time. It stabilizes the board. Starts refilling my forces so that when I do play the Summoner, we're in a better position to attack. So we will do that. We'll bring Naban back. This is one of the best parts of him only costing 2 mana. First time he dies and comes back, he only costs 4, which is still pretty reasonable as far as commanders go. All right, and then Exclusion Mage. We get to double it up. We're going to send her commander and her Horn Beetle back. And then we have too many cards in hand, so we need to discard 1 card. Well, Champion of Wits is perfect for putting in the graveyard because they work from down there. So that's an easy discard. Alright, this game is still way too close for my liking. She has a very full hand of cards, a lot of green mana. And this is, of course, the one that counts for the tournament. Why didn't we count one of the first 2? I don't know. I agreed that the third one would be the one that would count ahead of time. And now here I am. Ah, okay. So this is interesting. So she has her commander, which is a spider. She has enchanted it with Arachniform, which is flavorful. You gotta respect that. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has a reach, and every creature type. So that means Arasta is now also a giant wizard and won't get bounced by Cyclone Summoner. Do I trade Exclusion Mage for this cat or go down to 7? I want to keep her board as empty as possible. Field of Ruin is mana. We'll take that. Alright, so how do I deal with a 5/7? I could play Thassa, but she will not have the devotion to be a creature. Herald's Horn reduces the cost of all my wizards by 1, so I'll still have 5 mana left, which is probably good enough, right? Alright. Yeah, because now I can play like a whole bunch of these guys. We can go get more artifacts with Trophy Mage, which I don't really need. I guess we'll start with Elite Instructor. We get to draw twice and discard twice. So Gadwick. So I guess, is this guy just not going to be good? I mean, he's still a 7/7, which is big. Yeah, it's probably better than like Omen Speaker, right? Pitch that. Island, already played a land this turn, don't need you. So now what? Do we do Trophy Mage and just... I guess we do, just for like devotion purposes and to get more bodies on the dance floor. I don't know if I have any artifacts of 3 left. Oh, I do. I have exactly 2. Perfect. Maybe I should have played that first because then I would have had enough. Man. Alright, not attacking into this creepy thing. Alright, Nicole, you're doing very well, my friend. But the wizards are holding it together here. 7 mana. A rampaging Brontodon. 7/7 trample. When it attacks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each land you control. She's got 7 lands. That will make that into at least a 14/14. Now she's coming at me with a 5/7. I don't really want to go down so low, so chump block. Ugh. Feels bad. Feels really bad. Yeah, we get a free pickup of the Augur of Bolas and Overwhelmed Apprentice. Okay. So, man, do I not want to get hit by that thing. Does that mean we have to play the Summoner this turn? Pretty much, right? And then we keep up the double blue for the Wizard's Retort. Sure. So, yeah, so that stripped the enchantment off of that, because the enchantment itself was not a giant, or it was, oh, it actually, that is interesting. Why did that happen? Oh, but now I don't have the double blue that I need because my own artifact just left. So this might be a disaster, but whatever. Well, I should have sequenced this probably better. Trickster is really good. Alright, so we get a free nibble here, and now we have to discard one card again. Augur Bolas, probably not gonna be the hero that we need right now. Alright, so her hand is very full, but I suspect this guy's coming back. Oh, because I had Naban, so it returned all of the non-wizards twice, so the first trigger got rid of the enchantment, and then her spider was no longer a wizard giant. Got it. Alright. Battle of the 7/7s. I'm here for it. We'll get our banner back. Buff up our team. Do we bring out Pretender? Sure. Okay. So now, before she attacks with the Brontodon, we could Trickster it. And I'm also okay attacking with the 8/7 here, because if she just trades with it, like, that's fine. And if she doesn't, it's a free 8 damage. Alright. So now we have our choice of Wizard's Retort to counter anything, or we can Trickster before combat to tap down the Brontodon and buy ourselves another turn, attacking with our own 8/7. So let's see how she navigates this. Hopefully Nicole knows better than to play creatures pre-combat, although sometimes I don't even, I've been playing this game for over 20 years, and I still make mistakes that, Okay, so she's putting the Arachniform on the Brontodon to make him even bigger. Sure. So that's fine. And she might also fire off the Horn Beetle, because at the beginning of combat, it gets a trigger, and she might want that too. Alright, so she's going to go to attack. So this is our only opportunity. So we get to use Merfolk Trickster to tap this guy down, but there's no second creature for it to tap. Did just occur to me she might have a way to give this hexproof, because I know that that's in this deck. And if she makes this hexproof, then we are in trouble. Well, it's got to be one of these four. Okay. Nope, we're just putting a ton more counters on it. That's fine. Totally fine. All right. So he's tapped. No attack from that. And now she's only got 3 mana left, so she can't get Arasta out this turn either. She's going to need something to block with, because otherwise we're attacking for 3, 7, 9, 17, 23. But I don't think that's going to be enough. We'll gain some life. Icon to buff up the team even more on Wizards. And then Swing Team. Fog? How crazy would that be? Alright, so she blocks our biggest thing, but I think we still have a lethal attack from the Wizards. So that is 3-0 in favor of Team Blue. Represent. Nicole, you played fabulous. Thank you so much for sticking with me for 3 games. And everybody watching, I hope you enjoyed some historic brawl here between friends. Maybe you should become a patron. Use the link down below. Join our Discord. Get in on our next season. We'll let you even pick what format it is. Well, I mean, we'll put it up to a vote. You don't get to necessarily pick, but whatever. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss the great stories you'll only find here on Magic Arcanum. We'll see ya.